In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to replace the control board on a Minn Kota Terrova. So there's two different versions of the Terrova that will work with this control board based on the year that it was manufactured. There's the Terrova Legacy, which was manufactured between 2007 through 2016. And there's the Terrova Bluetooth, which started being manufactured in late 2016 and is still currently being made. For this video, I'll be installing a Bluetooth board on an old Legacy Terrova. Now, if you're installing a Bluetooth board on a Legacy Terrova, there's a few different things to note. Your old foot pedal will no longer work with the new control board. You'll have to purchase a Bluetooth foot pedal in order to connect to the new board. You'll also have to replace the control housing cover and decal, along with purchasing a locking tab and screws to accommodate the new power switch on the control board. We have all of this available on our site, and I'll throw some links down in the description where you can purchase these additional parts. Now, if you already have a Bluetooth motor, you won't have to worry about any of these additional parts. So with that said, let's go ahead and swap out this control board. You're going to start by cutting off power to the motor. Next, you're going to put the motor in the deployed position, getting the shaft out of the way and giving you access to the control housing. Next, you can remove the side plates with a number 3 Phillips. Once those are out of the way, we can remove the control housing cover, giving us access to the control board. Next, you can disconnect all of your wires. Now, this specific motor has AutoPilot on it, and this wire here connects to the CoPilot control board and the side plate. Now, something important to note, Minn Kota makes 4 different Terrova control boards that will vary based on the voltage and accessories that are hooked up. And I'll show you the differences in them once I get the rest of this control board disconnected. And remove the strain relief to free up the battery lead wire and foot pedal plug. Next, you can remove the 2 control board mounting screws on the side of the extrusion with a number 2 Phillips. And remove the control board. Next, you can remove the steering motor wires from the control housing cover. You'll have to squeeze the tabs on the strain relief with a pair of pliers and slide it out of the hole. You'll only have to do this part if you are replacing the board on a Legacy model like we're doing here. If you already have a Bluetooth model, this step isn't required. Now that the old control board is out of the way, if you have some dirt or debris, go ahead and clean that up before installing the new board. So like I said, Minn Kota makes 4 different Bluetooth control boards that vary based on the voltage and accessories that are hooked up. One set of control boards are made for motors with iPilot and advanced GPS on it. These will only have 1 black and yellow accessory wire on them that will plug into the coil cord. The part number for 12-volt models is 2774067. And the part number for 24 and 36-volt models is 2774069. The other set of control boards are made for motors with AutoPilot. These will have 2 black and yellow accessory wires. One for plugging into the CoPilot board and the other for plugging into the coil cord. The part number for 12-volt models is 2774065, And the part number for 24 and 36 volt models is 2774066. Now, since we'll be disconnecting the AutoPilot and eventually adding advanced GPS to this motor, we're going to use the 2774069 board. Also, if you're wanting to add iPilot Bluetooth or advanced GPS to your motor, I'll put video links in the description showing you how to do that. It'll mount the same way as the legacy board did. Once it's lined up, we can put our two mounting screws back in. And start reconnecting our wires. First, we're going to hook up our 4 power wires, slide heat shrink on them, and then plug them in. Here's our motor negative and motor positive. And battery negative. And battery positive. If you're replacing an old legacy board, we can go ahead and put the steering motor wire through the hole on the new control housing cover and clip the strain relief in. Now we can slide heat shrink on the steering motor wires and plug them in. Next, we can slide heat shrink on the red battery meter wire and plug it in. Next, we can hook up the black battery meter wire to the black wire on the board with the blade connector. If you have a brown internal bonding wire on your coil cord, this will be a 3-way connection. If your old control board had this connector on it, you can reuse it. If you need to purchase one from our site, the part number for it is 2320710. Start with sliding the heat shrink on and then plug everything in. Now we can connect our GPS accessory wire and shrink the heat shrink with a heat gun. Next, I'm going to put the new decal on the new control housing cover. Again, this is only if you're replacing a legacy board. Next, we can slide our power switch and battery meter into place on the control housing cover, making sure our buttons and LEDs line up with the holes. And position the locking tab so it covers both the power switch and battery meter. Then screw it down with a number 1 Phillips driver. Now that all of our wires are hooked up, we can put our strain relief back on. The large slot is for the battery power lead wire, and the slot next to it is for the foot pedal plug. And once it's on, we can slide our control housing cover back into place. Make sure there's no wires that are being pinched or pulled on, and that the tabs lock in. And once that's in, we can put our side plates back on. So that covers it for the control board replacement. If you guys need to pick one of these up, go to trollingmotorparts.com. I appreciate you guys watching, and as always, keep trolling.